Limbo is a well-recognized classic that was released in 2010. While the mobile iteration has not changed the actual gameplay, the touch controls suit it well for the most part, outside of a few occasions that I felt it was not as responsive as I would have liked. If you can overlook that minor gripe, Limbo is a great game. It epitomizes the concept that a candle that burns bright burns fastest, as it's a fairly short game, clocking in at only 2-ish hours depending on the number of retries that you have to do for certain puzzles. Let's start with the good. This is atmospheric platforming done well. You navigate across different environments over the course of the game, ranging from an eerie forest to an abandoned cityscape. All the while, the puzzles that the game presents are used as a means of progressing the story. Speaking of puzzles, they are done really well. I always found myself using my wits to solve them without ever feeling stuck on one for too long. As you make your way across the levels, you'll be greeted with a small story element that always left me itching to find out what was going to happen next. At the end, I was still left asking a few questions, but it seems to be a kind of game that was developed with that level of ambiguity in mind. Let's go over a few downsides. I've already mentioned the game is on the shorter side. For those looking for a longer title, this is not going to fit the bill. I've read reports of people taking 5+ hours to complete the game, and I personally am not seeing it. My run actually took me a little over an hour and a half. Granted, I did not go scour the levels looking for the hidden Easter eggs, which I've read that the game has. Another thing that should be mentioned is that while the transition to mobile works relatively well, exact precision is something that the platform is not great at. There were a couple of jumps that had me frustrated a bit more than I would have liked. This is because I knew exactly what I wanted to do, but I could not execute on the timing needed to do it. The last minor thing that should be discussed is that the gameplay is fairly limited in what the player can do. You can jump and manipulate some of the environment by pushing or pulling items. While there is quite a few things to be done with this, I feel like the game expanded on all the unique ideas early on, as the later parts of the game never really wowed me like the first half did. Despite any negatives I have to say, Limbo is a very enjoyable game, though I personally see it more of an experience. There are several communities and videos dissecting the lore behind the game, and so I'm not going to go into too much detail as I don't want to spoil the experience for any of you. I will say that if you've not played Limbo, mobile is a fairly convenient way of picking it up. If you have already played it, outside of rekindling an old flame, there may not be an additional reason to do so. The game is $3.99 on both the iOS and Google Play Store, so be sure to check it out. If you have any recommendations for me to review, leave it in the comments section below. Otherwise, stay tuned in to Gaming in the Moment.